Three. Hi there. Welcome to the Financial Advantage podcast, sponsored by the Wells Funding Group. My name is Dennis Wells. Super excited to have Ashley Hairston with us here today. And Ashley runs A&H Realty in the Mishawaka South Bend area and takes great care of her clients, so wherever they're found. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem. No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. I always love hearing your story. How did you get started in the real estate business?
Kind of a funny story. My brother was interested into flipping properties back in 2017, and I was trying to become a physician assistant back then. And he spoke on wanting to buy and sell properties. And I knew I didn't know. I Googled it and I seen that you needed a real estate agent to, buy and sell properties. So I was like, hey, I can do that. So I decided to go for it, and he offered to pay for the course for me, not knowing anything about real estate either. And I actually put it on pause, thinking I was going to get into PA school. I didn't get in. So by the time I was ready to actively try to become a real estate agent, my class had expired. So I had to
Goodness.
call them and beg them to open it back up for me so I could take the course. And then I took the course in 3 months. They only gave me the 90 days to take it, and I took the course, passed the course, and went from there. And that's how I originally got into even being a real estate agent.
Love it. Love it. It's amazing
Yes.
how one opportunity leads to the next, for sure.
Yes. Yes.
Cool. Now, as I've interviewed several top producing agents, like
Mhm.
yourself, one of the things that I see is most of them see themselves as entrepreneurs. So where did your entrepreneurial spirit come from?
I would like to say my dad. My dad has been an entrepreneur his whole life. He always, tries different things, and I've always been into that field. But I think just my mom kind of pushing into me as well that I can do anything that I think that I can do, and then wanting to really reap those benefits of my own. I work with a team at the hospital, and I've always given 100% in everything I do, and I just kind of felt that me giving 100% and someone else giving 50%, we kind of got the same rewards. So I just wanted to push myself into something different where I felt like I could work and push myself to my fullest potential and reap my own benefits from that as well. And here we are.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I think I know what you would say because listening to that answer, but what does entrepreneurship mean to you, or what sets an entrepreneur different than the average person on the street?
I think just having the belief in yourself that you can, do the things that you set your mind to do, and the ability to, go out there and make it happen. And not just the typical, 9 to 5 job. There are certain things that you understand that you can do and apply yourself to doing and make money from it that most people think that wouldn't be possible.
Very
So,
good.
yeah.
Very good. I know, from being in lending, working with realtors all the time, real estate and lending is not like a 9 to 5 job. So I know that it can take a lot of your time, but in those rare times when you're not actively involved in real estate, what are things that you like to do?
I'm always trying to learn new things. I'm always trying to do the new things because you never know until you try. So I actually own a commercial space that has it's a triplex, and it has a small commercial space in the front of it. So I have been doing party decorations for about 5 years, even before I even understood what an entrepreneur was. I was doing balloons for people, and I called it Ashley Creations. So, and I really enjoy that. I really enjoy just making people happy all together. So that's one of the things that I do at my commercial space. I host we've done some line dancing classes, some brunches, and Mother's Day, Father's Day brunches. And then I've also gotten into gardening this year. I did a lot of research last year, but I finally got my hands dirty this year and planted a few things, and actually, been, harvesting a lot of things weekly as well.
Awesome, awesome. So what are some things that you've learned in the gardening process as you've did some research? So the difference between research and then how the world really works.
Yes, yes. And then it's funny because I researched for so long, like this is what you should buy, this is what you should use, and this is what you should do. And then when I went to do it, I didn't really listen to my research too much. So I learned that you're supposed to, keep the seedings so far apart from each other because they'll grow and get bigger. But I only built one raised bed, one 4x8 raised bed. And then when they told me your tomato plants need to be 24 inches apart, I'm like, that won't fit anything. That's only, a few tomato plants. So I still decided to put them as close as I wanted to. And when they started to sprout, I was like, oh, this is what they mean by separating them because they get big. But it's very just fascinating that it's one little seed that grows into this kind of massive tree and also produces tomatoes as well. So it's been a learning experience and I've really enjoyed it. And even to eat the food that's coming from my backyard has been just so humbling to me. I really like it.
Yeah, yeah. And that's a great analogy, I think, to life in general and business. It might just be one tiny idea that doesn't seem like maybe a whole lot of the time, but
Yeah.
can literally transform your life and feed you for the rest of your life and potentially transform your family tree for sure.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I've been enjoying eating everything that's coming out, just trying it just to compare or my strawberry and the store strawberry. What's the difference? What's the taste difference? It's been fun.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. What are some things that you do to add value to your clients that sets you apart from other realtors?
I like to say I'm very different than any other realtor just because it's more to me than just buying a house. I like to consider it a home even before you get into it because I'm very big on people loving their home that they're in and then understanding what they're purchasing. So when I go to a showing, I'm very big on look at the electric prongs, look at the plumbing. You may need to update that, the roof, the things that you can see, but then sometimes you kind of you oversee, just because it does have nice countertops and a brand new appliances. I like to tell people, think about the worst day in South Bend when it's 3 feet of snow, you have lots of groceries, and your kids are crying, needing help out of the car. Can you still see yourself walking from the car with your groceries into your home and being happy with the purchase? So I think that's one of the things. And then also for me, maintenance after you purchase the house. As a real estate agent, that isn't, necessarily my duty to ensure that you know how to maintain the property. But it is very important to me because I understand people sometimes outgrow their houses or, need new houses, 5 to 7 years after buying it. And I just want to ensure that when we bought that house in 2020, by 2025 or 2027, you've taken good care of it. So now we can have a good sale as well later on.
Yeah, I think that future casting is so important. Helping people see, what is possible. I think that's part of entrepreneurship, I think,
Mhm.
too, is that, we can see a desired future that maybe others can't. But part of our, responsibility then is to help other people see that as well. So maybe
Yes.
maybe it is that single mom that doesn't think that she can ever get ahead, but you know, hey, there are loan products available. There are, options available. A great agent can help negotiate through different things. And, maybe you have a hard time seeing that for yourself, but we can help you, envision home ownership, what that's going to look like. And the same thing, help you transform your family tree.
Yes, yes. I'm very big on that as well. One of my main things are that's what A&H Realty Group stands for. A&H literally stands for, besides my initials, it's Advocate for New Homeowner because I was a new
Yeah.
homeowner at one point, and when I went to purchase my house, I just didn't feel like there were a lot of resources that educated people about
Mhm,
down payment assistance on top of maintaining the house. So I'm just
mhm.
literally trying to service the community that I know where I came from that I know would need this assistance. So I literally try to alleviate as much cash to closing as I can for my clients and
Mhm.
ensure that, they're confident behind their decision on moving forward with the house that they're purchasing.
Yep. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Um, so what are some goals that you have for yourself and maybe for the team in the next 3 to 5 years?
Uh, 3 to 5 years is kind of far for me. If you would have asked me 5 years ago when I first started real estate, I would have never thought I would have been here now with the triplex, with a team of four individuals. I would have never thought I would be here, but um, But in the next 3 years, um, I would think that I would want A&H Realty Group to be on their own because I am working with Coldwell Banker. I still hold my license there. So if everything is still pushing forward and I am where I am and the ladies who I work with are still wanting to push forward and be the great agents that I know they can be, then I definitely would feel like it would be the time for me to, have my own entire branch and to, be able to advocate for my buyers in the way that I want to solely on my own. And then maybe getting into some development or something different besides just buying and selling to be able to provide newer homes for buyers, even first time home buyers, because the homes are, especially in my area, are getting a little older. I'm showing some houses that are built in 1908 and, by, 2030 or in the next 5 years, those houses will definitely be a little bit older, definitely a little older then. So if I can get into some development or maybe a little bit more education for clients and some type of resource guide or something for them, I think that's where my passion lies to help people and just kind of give them that confidence that you have help, you have resources, and you're not alone.
I love it. That is awesome.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Very good. So what types of community involvement are you in?
Um, I'm not gonna say I'm not involved too much in the community, but my cousin started a Be Youth movement where he is a retired veteran and he has been for the past 6 years hosting and having events for the less fortunate and the homeless and things of that sort. So for the past 6 years, I think I've been to every event that he's had. We fed the homeless, we've clothed them, we've even held car washes, and the three individuals who came to help, all of the proceeds we gave to them before they left that day. Just getting involved with them that way. And then for the first time, A&H Realty Group partnered with his BU movement. And on the empty lot next to my building, we held a back to school backpack drive where we donated 75 backpacks and supplies. And then we fed the children and we had bounty houses and music. And it was a good time. It was a really good time.
Yeah, yeah. I think anytime that you can help out kids and those are less fortunate, it definitely helps us as well because it keeps things in perspective. And
Yeah.
because sometimes you get so caught up in the day to day of real estate and all that goes along with that, and lose track of you know not to say that what we do isn't difficult, but you know, the single mom or the someone that's
Mhm.
struggling to put a roof over their head, or someone who's dealing with substance abuse or things like that,
Yes.
have a more challenging road, I think, than what we do. And sometimes, getting involved in those things help give us more perspective for sure.
Yes. Yes.
And you mentioned your family member being a veteran. What
Mhm.
are some things that you do to serve the veteran community through real estate?
Through real estate, yeah, I've serviced a few VA clients, and I like to continue to educate them as well. Sometimes they feel just because they're kind of marketed that 0% down or things of that sort for their homes, that that means they have to walk away with no money down, but that's not always the case. So
Hmm.
I really like to push forward and educate even my listing agents and the sellers sometimes that VA is just as good as of a loan as conventional or FHA, because it sometimes can have that stereotypical thought that maybe the house won't appraise, or maybe you may have to do more repairs. So I like to educate and let sellers know that it's just as strong as anything else, and they deserve it as well, just as much as anyone else, to be in a new home that they can afford it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that you know this, but your average VA buyer has a higher credit score than a conventional buyer, and has more cash,
Mm-hmm.
to close, to
Yeah.
be able to close with than a conventional buyer. They just don't have to because they've served, our country.
Yes.
And and the other thing too is that the VA appraisal is actually more lenient, than say a FHA or USDA,
Right.
because they tend to look at if the veteran is willing to buy the house, unless there's like a major safety issue, right? Which even conventional is going to call that out,
Right.
so
Right.
I love it, talking with realtors about the strength of the veteran, and trying to go against that stereotype of, well, they're using the VA because they don't have any money or because they barely have any credit or whatever. And it's like,
Right.
it's really not the case.
Yeah.
And someone who has a son who's serving right now, it's like you want to take care of our veterans because you realize, the sacrifices that they make, not just that they're willing to give their life, at whenever they're asked to, but by far most of them, don't get killed in service, thankfully, but
Right.
their life is not their own when
Right.
they're in, because
Mhm.
they may or may not be able to take vacation when they want to
Yep.
because of what they have to do. And
Yes.
so, educating, agents and home sellers about the value of, working with a veteran and someone who advocates for veterans is huge.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, very, very good. Well, is there any question that I should have asked you that I didn't hear today?
Um, not that I can really think of. You had some great questions. So not that I can really think of. I mean, we have a few events planned for the rest of the year. I already partnered with my cousin. We have a pantry day where we will set up the commercial space with some toiletries and things of that sort that been donated to us, and they'll have the opportunity to walk through and collect in the bag whatever they would like. We have a turkey giveaway that is planned for the first week in November for people to be able to come and simply just grab a turkey. And then
Yeah,
also Christmas, a toy drive as well, where each family will be able to come if they can pre-register, and one child will be able to pick one gift from the toys that we've either donated or bought on our own for the families who are the less fortunate to purchase.
I love it. I love it. Um,
Yes.
you're creating a team. So if you were going to give advice to someone who's wanting to come into real estate for the first time, what kind of things would you say?
I would say to find a good mentor. That out of everything that I went through the 5 years, I would not, take back anything because I've had an amazing, amazing real estate career so far. But I think one thing that could have made me maybe, push me a little bit further or help me in the beginning is having a good mentor, whether you're paying them or not. I think it is something that is definitely worth having, someone who is
Mhm.
experienced and someone who is doing what you want to do. Don't go to a commercial agent who's been in the industry for forever, but they're not actively doing what you want to do right now. So I think finding someone that you can maybe reach out to, even if it's once a week, once a month, and get some insight on what you're doing and what you should be doing, or what works and what doesn't work, could definitely benefit for a new real estate agent starting, especially in this world of real estate right now.
I love it. I love it. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. If
No.
someone wants to get a hold of you, whether they're looking to buy or sell or be involved in the different charity work that you're doing, or talk to you about getting into real estate, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
I would say calling or texting my phone number, 574-383-4027. I always have my phone in my hand or around. I am on all social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Ashley in Hairston on my personal page, but I'm ANH Realty Group on Instagram. It can get kind of overwhelming sometimes. So the best way I would say would be to call or text me or email me at anh@anhrealtygroup.com. I've had a lot of people from TikTok reach out to me that way to get their personal services completed, but that's the best way. I'm always available. I like to help people, no matter where they are, just give them insight, a little bit more to help them feel like they can reach their goals. So I'm always here if you guys need anything.
All right, I love it. Well, thank you all again for being a part of the Financial Advantage podcast, powered by the Wells Funding Group. You can reach myself and the team at 219-230-8400. And we definitely look forward to helping all of our clients here as we move forward. Thanks again, Ashley.
No problem.
All right, have a great
Bye.
day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.